YouTube.
Oh yeah, I follow already.
Wait, choose. Okay, this one is this one is Pixiv, and then my website I don't really update it much, but you can just have a look. My YouTube is like nowadays I tend to do a lot of videos, writing like animation. Try to do some solo, I think indie animation writing. So like feel free to check. And then okay, let's start our class with this image. I don't know, is everyone want to follow along or you just want to watch me in the work? Should I pass you all the file? Which one is it? You can just look at it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think it's better. Yeah, yeah. I think it's better that you just watch me do the stuff. So like if you, because I believe right, if you also do what I'm doing, it might delay the class a bit. So because we only have like 1.5 hours. Right. Okay, where let's just start. Before that, right? Pass the file, yeah. Yeah, can. So before anything else, right, I just want to clarify a few stuff. Like you might have learned that a bit, like all this perspective drawing, very academic, like shading, everything you learn in Asterisk is very, I mean, like the method is correct. You should be using that method. What I'm showing here is not so, how to say, it's not academic. It's more to people, sometimes people do when they work. So like they can do the work faster. And then like it's also for people that always say that they can't draw background, they don't know how to draw this perspective grid, everything like that. So like if you very afraid of like doing background, this method might be an option for you all to try out. And then it's not really cheating because I started to use this method when I started to research around like last few years ago. I think it's quite long ago. Like I was involved in this animation project, and then at the time I don't really use Photoshop that much. And then my friend just told me, "Why don't you just look at this guy, Makoto Shinkai? He's very famous at using photo and then 3D everything for his background." So I start to use. So I start to look at his anime. At first, I don't really believe it's really from photo. Then I purchased his artbook, and then his artbook. There's one artbook I think is from his very first artwork you should purchase. I can't. Let's just Google quickly. Yes.
I think it was the art of Makoto Shinkai.
Yeah, it's the first artbook. I think there is a workflow he show.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
Which one is it? I want to allocate some money to go and buy if possible.
It's the first one. I can't remember. Not this your name. It's a very very first one. Maybe I should just go to my profile. Sorry.
By the way, could I ask, like, are you trying to show like the basic method of perspective, or more towards like how you
No.
yourself personally would?
The
do?
perspective I think you all can learn from. I mean, like Asterisk, right? Very lot of resources, very academic. All this you can learn. So I'm just going to show you how I usually do my work. I usually do use photo and 3D, but 3D I won't be showing you how to model. So I don't think there is enough time for the modeling, everything like that. But I'm just going to show you my overall workflow and then how to create your custom brush. Because like we always heard from the pro, you just paint in a round brush, everything like that. You don't need brush, but for me, I think brush can help a lot. So later I'll be showing you all how to create your custom brush for you all to speed up your painting.
Is it only for like Photoshop? Like,
Unfortunately, yes, I use Photoshop.
okay, God dang it.
Why?
Dude, you can always try to like translate the method from Photoshop into whatever program you use.
It's different, but
Because
we'll see how it goes.
Okay, so I think it's this one. Just remember the cover. Is this one or this one? I think it's this one.
Yabe.
They won't be the tutorial, so you have to buy them.
Sora no
Okay,
something.
and then that I think this one even you can search online. You will see the image. Let's just quickly. Yeah, is this page? it's in the book. I don't know, I can't remember which book is it, but it's basically explained. This one
yeah,
is the version I have is Japanese, and there is an English version if you want to know the method more. Yep. So this one is the one that you can easily find online. And there is another magazine that I want to show you all. Let me find, which I think is harder to find online. Okay, which is this one. This one is a magazine scan sent to me by an online friend. I mean, like, it's very long time ago, sort of like an interview with Makoto Shinkai. So you can see, like, because sometimes I heard people say, oh, Makoto Shinkai, he paint everything himself from scratch, everything like that. But it's kind of true. But in his earlier work, right, he tend to use photo and 3D a lot. But his latest one, right, I believe they already have the team size rating. They can like paint from scratch, and then like, they can hire people from outside. So we know 3D, right? I mean, like, we always heard that he used photo, right? But the 3D part is the one that people doesn't know. So let's just quickly scroll down and show you. See, this train is a 3D. I think I'm not sure what 3D software they're using. Maybe it's Maya. I mean, see this one, right? It's a 3D. It's a guide. This one is photo. Photo. See, this one is 3D. So like, he's not cheating. Like, he's so famous, and then he's using this.
Not
Alright.
bad.
Yeah, it's nice. So let's start. Okay, so should I just start with this, or should I show you all how to create a brush? Maybe brush first.
Whichever is important first.
Maybe the brush, yeah.
Yeah, brush. Okay, so for creating brush, right, essentially we need to, I think the most important part is the brush tip, the image that I use. So like, we are just like creating something like that. So this thing you can paint yourself, like draw the leaf shape, or then you use photo, but I tend to just take photo and then like create the brush myself. So Photoshop, I think the brush engine is very simple. And I believe software, like, what is the software, the free one? Let me double check again. Krita, I think Krita brush engine, it can like randomize and then keep studio. I think is also when you paint, right, you can change like the brush tip. I think Photoshop doesn't have that function, but it's more than enough for now. But let's quickly like show you how to create the brush. Yes. So usually, right, to create brush, I have taken photo like this, like very clear. Let's just try this too. Okay. So I have two photos here. One is maybe this will be used for leaves or tree brush. It's very clear. The sky doesn't have cloud, and then the leaves is very dark. It's easier for us to extract and then like use this as a brush. And for the clouds, right, this one also very good for us to extract because the cloud shape is very clear and then the sky is dark. So let's just quickly make a cloud brush. Before that, right, let's remove my custom brush first. And so it's easier to see. Okay, so this is a brush, right? Maybe I want to create canvas first. By the way, I'm using an old version of Photoshop now. So it's like, it might be different from your maybe 500 and 500, which is quite big already. You doesn't need to do this big. And then what I want is I want to just use this lasso tool. And then I just copy maybe this part. And just Control C, copy, and then paste it here, which is obviously is bigger than the canvas. So I can just Control T and then scale it down. And maybe rotate it a bit. So a brush should be in a black and white image. So to do that, to convert that, you can use Control Shift U, which you can adjust. I think it's here. I can't really remember, but anyway, you just remove the color so it become black and white. And then you can use Control L for the levels adjustment. You can use curve too, which is I think Control M, I guess. Yeah. But just use the levels too, which is easier to understand. You just here the input level, you just make it very black. Maybe here a bit. So okay. Okay. Now we have to invert the image, Control I. So we can see clearly this part is not very white yet, so Control L again. So just remove. Okay, it looks kind of okay now. But here it seems we have a bit of. I just use a rough, soft edges brush. Maybe just remove it entirely here. Okay, now this is our image for the brush. To do that, you have this is center. You okay, edit, define brush preset. So you have this shape. But this one, when we do that, right, the brush itself is without any setting. So like we want to do, like we want to put some kind of setting for the brush. So it's like randomize the position, the rotation, or so. So let's quickly test. If we do this, right, it's just like that. It's not really useful, but it could be. Like we could use this for stamping, like a stamp like that, stamp tool like that. Let's just do that. So here's your first brush. You don't need to. Like we obviously can draw this manually, but with the brush, is speed out the workflow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's put some setting for this brush. So just click on the new brush that we create, and then you go to here, brush. You see this shape, dynamic, scattering, everything here. But I think the most important two options that we will use is this shape dynamic and scattering. Shape dynamic. Okay, just now my pen doesn't do that. You see, right? This one's size jitter. The jitter option means it's like randomized, so like you can use this to randomize the size. And brush tip shape. Sometimes you might want to like increase the spacing between the brush tip, because if you find it lagging, right, you just like increase the spacing a bit. Okay, we will control it with pen pressure, and then the minimum is like how's the minimum size of the brush tip here half. But this setting is like you can adjust based on your preference. There's no one setting that you can use for any project. For me, maybe it's like most important. I always like put it the size jitter to 100%, and then maybe because of this shape, right? This shape is very. It's not a very sphere shape, so the angle jitter I don't suggest you put that much. So if you put that, right, you end up something like that. If it's a round shape, right, then you can put like more than 100%. But here, because ours one is very flat like that, so I think you just like let it rotate a bit enough. So that it's still too much. Oh, because I have this. Maybe you can just turn off this. This one is to control the direction of that rotation. So I usually just most of the time I just turn it off, and then I just let it random a bit. So, okay, like that. Roundness is like how you see, right, how you go like what is the words? Stretch the brush tip shape. Okay, so maybe just a bit for this one. And then the flip X is like flipping the tip shape like axis, and then Y maybe not Y, X I think is okay. Just doing scattering also, like scatter is like how scatter should be, maybe just a bit. Okay, now we have a very simple brush. I think which work pretty good for our case. You can also turn off this transfer, which is a opacity things. But usually I don't paint with this because the method I paint, right, usually I paint it in a very solid color, and then because I can use this lock transparency. So like when I do shading, when I lock this, I can use another color, like let's say maybe here. And then it won't be, it won't affect our another layer. So that's why I paint a very solid color first. So with our brush setting done, right? Let's see. After we have we did our brush setting, right? You have to, in Photoshop, at least in this old version, you have to make another brush with all these settings. So you can just like rename it. So now we have a brush with all the settings. You can see it's remember, because this one just now, the first one, right, is without setting. So without setting. So like you can just delete this one. I press alternate and then you can did I delete the correct one? I think I accidentally did correct. Yeah, that's correct. So we have this cloud brush. The leaf is the same process, but we might need some painting itself. So let's just go through the process quickly, and then I put like a new canvas, 500. This one, the size, right, you can make it smaller because if your PC is lagging, right, you should make it smaller, but I just do it 500 and 500 for now. Let's make one new one. This one. This one. That's lasso 2 again. Maybe here. And then paste it to our new canvas. It's bigger. Control T. Resize it smaller. And then Control Shift U to make it, to separate it. Control L to adjust the contrast. So I think look quite nice now. Okay, now what do we need to adjust? Because here there is a brush which we need to remove. So just use any brush you like. It's too big, just remove that. Maybe this one. So we have it's the same thing. It's like maybe this one also. Here is a bit annoying. It's like this doesn't have that. But never mind. We just never mind. We just continue to define new brush preset for all this. So you can see, right? So we have this very simple leaf brush that we can use for painting trees. But again, we have to put some setting for it. It's the same setting we can use, like shape dynamic, and then scattering, flip X, not flip Y. Maybe angle can be more a bit. This one increase a bit. Okay, this look quite nice. Then we can like log and then let's test. Let's make the brush first with the this one is delete this one. Alternate click, you remove that. Or you can just access from here, I think preset manager, so you can click on that and then delete. So like, when we lock the layer transparency, we won't paint on another layer. So usually what I did is I choose another color here and then like so it's a bit too. Okay, we have our brush now. So let's go to, it's clear, right? The brush creating process. I think I suggest everyone go to like take more photo and then like just create more custom brush, and then you will definitely help in your painting. I mean, at least in terms of like speed.
Could I ask also, do you mostly get like custom brushes? You take it from like the internet photos, or sometimes do you like make your own like particles and stuff, then you turn it into your
Yeah.
own?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
For
see.
example, right, this one is a photo I took near my house. The cloud, right, is also already closed that. It's also a photo. I usually take my own photo. You can use photo from the internet, but be careful with the licensing. I guess you should only use public domain photo and Creative Commons. Creative Commons, so there is a different type of like Creative Commons. You should only use the type of Creative Commons license that you can use. So I can't remember which Photoshop site is free. I think it's Hex something. I can't really remember. Hex. Is it Hex? Is it Hexel? Yep, Hexel. I think it's